Is it recording? Yeah, it's recording.
Come on, girlfriend. All right, so a little bit more formal video for Winnie. First of all, she's really tired, so if this is a lot for her, you can always like give her a day in between next week or whatever. Just let me know. So I'm gonna go over markers, but before I lose my thought, I kind of wanted to go over some stuff I like to implement in with puppies. What I notice happens a lot is we get excited to shiny new toy or puppy. We start, especially if they're going through training, like we start asking things of them. Maybe we get a little bit of a picture that we're looking for, and then we're really quick to be like, oh, she knows what that word means and what I'm asking. So I'd like to initially do a lot of leash work so that I'm able to enforce the things that I'm looking for. So first part is making sure that I'm not just throwing out commands that she's maybe not 100% sure of, and using the leash, letting her drag around a leash. It could be just a cheap leash so she's not chewing up nice ones. So that you can have that little bit of a physical tie, especially like that's much more geared towards like jumping, recall, scavenging for things on counters, yada yada yada. So where she's not 100% sure with our verbal communication, she's going to get a much clearer expectation through that physical connection. So like if I'm saying Winnie, she's sniffing around something, maybe I know she's about to show, like maybe she shouldn't be a part of it or like get into it. We can, if we say Winnie and she's, you know, she's invested elsewhere, she's motivated by the thing that she's doing, I don't want her to learn that she can ignore me and reinforce herself doing the unwanted thing. If I say Winnie and she ignores me, I'm gonna get up, grab the leash and pull her back into my space. The leash allows so that I'm not grabbing her, because dogs will really quickly learn to kind of avoid you and jump away, and then you have a dog that's like, this is the game of recall. You say my name and I run away from you. So we don't want that. That leash kind of allows for that like uninvasive, like, hey, I actually need you to listen to me. So we're creating good, healthy habits. If she's going and jumping up on the counter, obviously right now she can't really reach it too well, but I kind of want to show her like, no, we're not going to do that. If she's showing interest up there, nope, just get the leash and just kind of guide her down. It doesn't have to be anything mean or like a harsh correction or anything like that. We just want to set up those good, healthy habits. And just try to withhold yourself from like, if I'm like, sit. Good, she did it, but if she's not doing it the first time, like in this situation, obviously there's not really much else competing with her attention to me, but if there's like things happening and we're outside and there's all these distractions and smells, and I say sit and she's not even looking at me and she's staring over there, I'm not gonna repeat myself a bunch of times. Right. If I say sit, she doesn't, I can say nope, sit, good. I just wanna give her a little bit of a physical guidance into that behavior. I want to enforce that she does it. It's not to be like, I'm in charge, I'm alpha. It's just to create that picture of clarity of like, this is what I'm expecting from you. If you do it, sometimes good things come from me. But if you don't do it, there's a little bit of consequence for that thing. And again, like that's to create that good habit of her listening to you. She's got a really good head on her shoulders. The puppy camp was really nice for her. She's really confident, she's really smart. But with smart dogs comes the most challenges because they learn where their values are much quicker. So if she's running around the house and we're saying Winnie, and she's like, yeah, that's my name, and ignoring us, that is going to be a regular behavior for her where she's just like, I don't care, that doesn't mean anything to me. I want it to mean something. So if I say Winnie and she is doing her own thing, I'm not gonna say anything else. I'm just gonna go up to her, grab that leash, pull her, good girl, show her what I'm looking for. I want to create those good habits for her. Right. Okay, now back to markers. So I use markers to help her understand what I'm looking for when she's doing behavior. Yes, good, okay, and no are all going to be markers. That marker is a word that marks a moment in time that I like or dislike something. And that's going to, for her, announce the arrival of either a reinforcer, potential reinforcer, or potential consequence or pressure source. Pressure source. So, yes, equals I like what you did, come take something from me. It's essentially a terminal marker that means I like what you did, reinforcements over here. Yes, and I can kind of be fun with that, let her spin around, chase after it, so I can create a reward event that is going to up the value of what I have to offer instead of just here's some food, smashing it into her face. Okay. Nice. Good. Good is going to be our duration marker, and that's going to imply that I want her to keep doing that. So right now I'm adding in distractions and movements because I want her responding to the markers, not my movements. So me reaching into my treat bag doesn't mean that food's happening. Good means that food's happening. Or yes means that food's happening. And then to release her out of duration work, when we are done with her doing that command, I'll say, okay, that means that the behavior's over. If she breaks behavior before I say okay, I'm going to say nope and put her back into behavior. That follow through is what creates success. If I enforce that she does it, again, not to be a control freak, it's just, no, this is what I'm looking for. In order for her to understand that she has to remain in behavior, we have to actually let her out. So the okay is equally important to the word good. What are you doing? Hey. Hi. And then the word out, which isn't really a marker, it's just another command. That's what I'm using right now to start advocating for space and things like that. Hi. Good. So I don't mind her coming up to me, getting attention, all of that good stuff. If she's being polite, it's when she starts being rude and pushy. She's like, I don't do that. Out. Just say out, toss the tree away from me. And I kind of established that my space matters, my personal space matters under all contexts. I don't want it to be just when she's jumping. If I'm walking around, out. Good. I want her to step out of my way. When we're walking, I want her following me and yielding to my pressure. When we're going in and out of doorways, I don't want her just barging through it. I usually will say wait and I'll kind of step through. Or if she's being pushy all about the door, you can't even open the door if you wanted to. Out, toss it away to get her to move back. I just want her yielding to anywhere to my space so she understands that I have boundaries. If we're just doing that under the context of jumping, that's kind of an unclear picture for her. I'm out of breath. I don't know why. I've just been talking. Sit. Okay. It's making Kiro. Good. Right now, lots of reinforcement because we're learning. We've started, as you saw in the other video, we started doing stuff outside just because we're moving past all of the markers and stuff pretty quickly from puppy camp. So next week will be much more about going on field trips and things like that, like proofing these behaviors in other situations. So we have, okay, Winnie. So we have sit. We're still working on the D-O-W-N, down. I'm still doing a lot of learning because she does this thing where she throws her feet at me. Good. Good girl. Okay. So that will be something that I do probably in this situation before I'm like, let's go do it at Home Depot. We have place, good, which in the lesson I'll go over in much more detail. And then we have Winnie, come, good, yes. And then as you saw in the video, we have let's go, which is our heel, let's go. Again, I want her kind of following me. If she starts biting really, should just let her know and give a little tap. Good. Enough of a tap that she wants to let go, but I don't want to like jiggle it and make it more of a toy, like a tug toy. I also don't want to snap her teeth out, so it's just like, go ahead, let's go. That's my good girl, you're so perfect. Okay, all right. My brain can't handle any more video stuff. It's Friday.